Here we go, baby. All right. So, one thing we got to know about a squared, b squared, c squared, right? The one thing I see students mess up is where they place the a, b, and c. The one thing you have to know about Pythagorean theorem, the Pythagorean theorem only works when you have a right triangle. Okay? First of all. Second of all, c is always the hypotenuse. Okay? Hypotenuse, but it's pronounced hypotenuse. Okay? Now, this is the Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean Theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. If and only if the triangle is right. Okay? It has to be a right triangle. Okay? Now, where's A and B? It doesn't matter. I like to make A the small side and B the big side. They're called legs. Okay? We call this the A leg and the B leg. Okay? I don't care where you put A and B. It does not matter. Alright? What matters is that the C is on the hypotenuse. So right away I notice that this is C because it's across from the right angle. Right? Now because this looks smaller, I'm going to call this A. And I'll call X B. Or we can just call it B if you want. Does that make sense? So we can say B is B. I don't care. Right? So, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Pythagorean theorem. Okay? Given. Alright, so we have A is 2. So 2 squared, right? Plus B squared equals 8 squared. And what's that called when we substitute it in? Substitution. Okay? Now what? Oh, yeah, Dan, it didn't change the color. Alright, next. What's 2 times 2?
4.
Okay? What's B times B? B squared. What's 8 times 8?
64.
Boom, baby. And what do we call that? E from the PIMDAS, right? We finally are doing E, right? We did parentheses a lot. We did MD a lot and a lot of AS's. But we haven't done E very often, okay? So we're going to get into E's. Not only simple E's, but intense E's. I'm going to show you how to break this down without getting into the hard mathematics, okay? I'm going to show you something that they usually don't even show students at public schools. You know why? Because I made it up. Because I'm bad like that, see? Alright? Because I make stuff up all the time on how to do things much easier. So, what do we do here? Subtract 4, right? Subtract 4. We did it on both sides, so that's SA, right? Subtraction, right? So SADMAP, SA, opposite, and that gives us B squared equals 60, correct? And now we're finally getting into the real mathematics, people. What are we going to do? We're going to do E opposite, baby. Not the normal E, where the arrow is on top, but the arrow on the bottom where you're doing the opposite. And what's the opposite of a square?
Triangle.
The square root. Hey. Alright, so we're going to do a square root And this square root gets rid of the square. The reason is the square root of x is equal to x to the 1/2. So if I take x squared and I take 1/2 of that square, what's 2 times 1/2? 1, right? So that equals x to the 1. So that's what we're doing. That's the math behind it. But you guys aren't quite ready for all that. So I'm going to give it to you simple. We're going to break it down, and there's a hidden little 2 right here, okay? There's a little tiny 2 in there. So any pair inside, we're going to break it out. Okay? So if you pair up on the inside, you're going to tunnel your way out. Okay? So how do we pair up? Well, I'm going to do upside down division. What goes into 60? What's the smallest number? Is it even? Is 60 even?
Yeah.
Okay, then 2 goes into it. How many times does 2 go into 60?
80.
Close. 30. 2 goes into 6, 3. 2 goes into 0, 0. How many times does 2 go into 30? 15. Okay? Now, because 2 goes into 3 once, with 0 left over, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. Okay? Now, does 2 go into 15? Does 3? What's the trick for 3? The numbers have to add up to be numbers 3, 6, or 9. So what's 5 plus 1? 6. So is that divisible by 3? Yes. Okay? So how many times does 3 go into 15? 5 times. Does 3 go into 5? No. What's our next number? 5. Remember? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. And so on. We're going to use, it's called prime factorization. Okay? Going to use this a lot. Alright, so what do we have? Do we have a pair of 2's? What did we say? If you get a pair of 2's, you can tunnel your way out. So there's a 2. So a pair makes 1. Okay? And if you don't pair up, you keep them inside the box. So 3 times 5 is left inside the box. What is 3 times 5?
15.
It is 15. So you got 2 square roots of 15. What did we do here? We simplified. This was E opposite. This is a big step. There's a lot of steps to this E opposite, okay? Now they might have the answer for you in the back as this. But your answer for me is going to be this. You understand? I want to see both of them. Okay? I want to see both of them. In fact, there's a third one, and that is the approximate. Okay? You just plug it in your calculator. We'll teach you that one too. Okay? We good? Questions? Ready for lunch?